Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 642. Today we'll be doing battle with Vanessa. And so, sails up, pirate ships abound, whatever you say to get hype for a Vanessa battle. That's what we're about to do today. Cannonballs ready, dynamite in your bag. I'm hype. Get it up and running. And so, hopefully we get something cool here at the beginning. Get a sweet ass build together. You know how it goes. Stare at the loading screen for a bit, and here we go. Let's see what turns up in old Vanessa's quarters. Ugh, not that exciting. We're kind of stuck with the seashell. The fishing net is just a pure garbage item, and then chum doesn't do anything in the early game. It's just a very utility type item, and so we can at least do something with the seashell. It's good early, it's good late if we do end up going into a full aquatic build, and that looks like what the game is at least pointing us towards here at the beginning with the final dose. Very powerful poison thing, giving your rightmost poison +6. It works fantastically with the puffer fish, and so I was hoping to not go puffer fish today, but we'll see how it goes. I'll plan to kind of make a video on it, but I think the kind of overall balance problem that the Bazaar has right now is the cooldown not being applied to all the items. And so what I mean by that is if you look at Seashell, it has a 5-second activation. You can drop that down to 1 with various cooldown reduction effects, but it can't go below 1. And I think that where we're seeing a lot of problems in the Bazaar right now are with the items that get to ignore the global cooldown. So things like Armadillo from the previous video, whenever you shield, it activates. I think that those need to be on the global cooldown so they don't activate more than once per second. Like, I think the probable easy fix is making the items say when you use, like in the case of Armadillo, instead of saying when you shield, activate me, or when you shield, deal my damage to the opponent. However it reads, it needs to say when a shield is activated, activate me. So you have to actually use the item. It does change balance flavors in terms of on-use effects. Now have some more targets, but you can't just like dome dozens and dozens of effects all in one big chain off at your opponent. And so we'll see. We can talk about the pufferfish more if it turns up, but we'll see if that's relevant at this point. But right now, silver jumping back into the battle at hand. 1 gold, not worth it. 1 experience point, not that exciting either. I'm certain that we can beat some of the upcoming PvE rounds with just the seashell. But let's go up to the silver items and see what turns up. I think we can take the shovel. It's interesting in the sense that the digs can get you into some pretty interesting items. From a pure power level standpoint, probably just want to go for the repeater, but do we really want to come in and dig? I can't bring myself to do it. This item's so bad. Like, you can get any item in the game with the shovel, and so you can get like double throwing knives with this, or you can dig up just a whole variety of things, but the repeater is the best one, right? When you use another ammo item, use this, just get to churn off a bunch of damage right away. All right, I'm not here for, I can't handle the shovel kind of fun. Let's just take the repeater and get ourselves into battle. And so with this next round, I think I want to fight the Viper. We should be able to fight the Viper even if it has the Poison Fang, right? The Poison Fang turns up on occasion, and so if you it does do a bunch of scaling damage to you, so you have to be a bit careful with this round, but the repeater should be strong enough to fight through that. Also, keeps our options a little bit open to where if we do want to pivot over to poison, we just have an item already, and it should just be decent here for a fair number of rounds in the sense that we did pick up that +6 poison thing, and so we'd have the potential to have a really high-powered item in the early game, if it comes to us, right? Oh, it comes in. The Toxic Fang coming through. Okay. We can work with that for certain. So with this round, we could buy skills. We have the 3 gold left over to purchase a bronze level skill. Seems a little bit better than just the single point of regeneration, so let's jump in there. See what we can get. No poison skills. We've got a burn one. A weapon damage thing is fine. I'm pretty okay with these. I do like the big freeze effects. And then, what's this? The first time your opponent falls below half health, charge all of your items for one. So a very high impact OTK type item. Works nicely with the repeater, not so much with the potential poison theme that would be assembling here. By the time you get your opponent to half health with poison, they're probably just dead anyways. And so interesting set. So if I think it's like I'm tempted to go for the stunning strike, but it's just so powerful, this poison start that we have. Let's take the stunning strike. Okay, I'm on board. Weapon skills and items can't afford, so we just get that 25 max health. See what we can do against old Dooley here. Pop him with the repeater, hit him with the poisons. I mean, that's a pretty strong poison item we have out here, right? The Fang on the 4-second cooldown, dropping 8 poison on hit. Yeah, we're going to annihilate this guy. This is good. He doesn't have his armadillos to pop off yet, and so we get the chance to secure a victory. We might make it to 4 wins just on the back of this Fang. One more tick and he'll be gone. GG, bro. Nice effort. Big try.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Okay. So what are we going to do here? We got small items, the mushroom thing, or a small tool. I'm a little bit worried about filling up our bag space here. I'm not opposed to just picking up the tool. Like there's not a ton in the Vanessa kit, and so I think you land on the crit item quite a bit. Otherwise, the strange mushroom, you can either get a skill or get a 1 experience point. We're going to level up at any rate, and so picking it up is not like it's going to get us to level up before the next PvE round. Let's just take the tool. Our mana's kind of fucked at this point since we spent all $8 on the repeater, and so hopefully we get something useful. It is a nice item if we do make our way over towards the aquatic build, right? Picking up the Chimera. I like the slow at the start. It's an aquatic item, so maybe something will come of that. What do we got? Coconuts, loots. We got the weapon damage, ammo, or burn. And so, interesting. These aren't particularly strong items for what we're doing. We don't have any friends at this point, so the scavenger hunt kind of sucks. Maybe we just put the ammo into the repeater, and then if we do find ourselves going towards a damage build and not a poison build, we're going to be keeping the repeater forever. Having this thing just pop off like huge number of shots right out the gates is quite strong, and so we'll take the ammo on that one. Now we got weapons, jungle ruins, or spare change. Still, our money's kind of fucked. I'm going to go to the jungle ruins. Get the 2 gold and the 1 experience out of it. Oh, it doesn't have the 2 gold, 1 experience? I get these all look the same to me, like the abandoned chest and this thing. All right, we'll just take the experience then. That's a bummer. All right, so how do we handle this round? I don't want to fight the rogue scrapper. I don't think we're capable of beating this. This guy can be quite strong. I really don't want to be losing any of these PvE rounds, and so let's just fight the giant mosquito. It does have some combos if we end up in aquatics, like if we end up using Chimera, or if we pick up the multicast Stingray, then picking up the Amber can be quite good, and then the wings are just good on their own anyways, getting that cooldown reduction. And so get some money, get some decent items out here and stuff. So much poison out of this toxic Fang, that's wild. It's like of all the powerful things you could be doing, it's pretty tame, but that's just how you have to feel. You have to take your wins where you can get them when you're not playing Pygmalion, and so it feels decent there. Now with these, I don't think Lickit has the ways to upgrade poison, right? It has plus shield, it has plus damage. I don't think it has poison, so I'm not super interested in this one. Plus 1 income, not too spectacular, and then we're not really able to afford a lot of these large items, and so I think I'll just take the income. I'm not really excited about it. It feels like our income shouldn't be so fucky since we've won so many rounds, but It just kind of is what it is. Now we have to take the medium items. We need to kind of go out of our way to purchase
Nothing
the
time,
puffer fish,
nothing used.
and then if it
All
doesn't
about
turn up,
moderation.
then we're still like finding some pretty good ammo items out of the mediums. And so the puffer fish is here. That's perfect. We don't have the haste items for it just yet, but we found our big build around in terms of this aquatic build, and so definitely glad to see that turn up. Can't use it right now, right? We need, when you haste poison, we don't have any haste at this point, but it'll definitely be the main component of the build. It's just such a massive scale up on the pufferfish when you have that that +6 poison bonus to it. It's essentially bigger than using a diamond pufferfish. Alright, well this Pygmalion doesn't really do anything. I think we should get enough of a poison stack to just get the takedown. Right, he doesn't actually deal any damage. We do have to fight through all of the healing once the sandstorm hits, but we'll hopefully have enough poison to take it down for us. Well, no, we're going to get annihilated, right? He's going to have that, he's going to have like 1,000 shield. The thing that really gets me with Pygmalion at this point, like, he's clearly far and away the best champion in the game, but like, if we're out here, like, he just tends to have so much more health than everyone in the early game. Like, there's at no stage of the game to where Pygmalion is a weak champion. And I think that's ultimately, you know, if you want to be the best late game champion, that's fine, but you have to have, at some point of the game when you're weak, and it's like you'll get into these early game battles with Pygmalion and he has literally like 50% more health than you at like level 3. And so it's just fucking wild. He's so strong. But let's see what we can do. We got a weapon thing, upgrade your shield, 2 experience weapon or vehicle cooldowns, and then the coconuts, which you don't really want. And so I think with this one, we're just kind of stuck with experience, right? Upgrading the seashell, not really that spectacular. Putting 6 damage onto the repeater is not that spectacular as well. And so hopefully we can just get a level up, fill out our stuff, and go from there. All right, 1 income, don't really want. The pain point with us right now is like having champions like or shops like this turn up, right, with the weapons. I'm pretty confident that we're just going to go pufferfish, and so we have to skip the weapons. I guess we can just take the income. Doesn't seem like the stage of the game to where we just want to take the chocolate bars. So now we've got tools, gold, or the abandoned chest. Take the chest. We want to level up before we get to the next player round, and so getting the gold and the experience is fine here. Now with this, we do have all this extra bag space with nothing to do with it, which is kind of a bummer. This round, not a lot to fight, though. I'm just going to fight the Dabbling Apprentice. Could actually probably beat the Frost Streak Challenger. The poison tends to be pretty good against these things, but I'm a little worried that we haven't filled out our board. We can't beat the Eccentric Ether right, though. The force field's just too strong. This guy should be kind of okay. It's a bit of a bummer that we're not able to really make use of any of these potions. He doesn't have any poison potions out here, but it's okay. You can only complain about so much, you know? you just sit around and bitch about it all. Why not? That's what we're here for. Why even encounter the internet if you're not going to just bitch? And we just fucking lose this round? Jesus fuck.
I won.
That's so brutal. So brutal. Okay. We must be a lot weaker than I'm really giving ourselves credit for. What can we do here? We really need to get like the haste item. We need to pick up the small items. It's just like the small haste items are so hard to find out of Lost and Found, right? You can find the various little pufferfish, but it's too much. Let's just go into the junk items. This is brutal. We want the cooldown. Don't need burn. Crit chance is fine. I mean, I guess we could realistically just pick up a weapon to make sure we can fill out our bag. Ooh, that sounds miserable, but I guess it is what it is. Pick up the gland. What else we got in here? Pick up the gland. That sounds vulgar. Please don't be touching my glands. What do we got here? Let's see what else we can sell. We got the gland. The cooldown I'm gonna put on. Let's actually put it on the Chimera. She has such a high cooldown. I was thinking of putting it on the Toxic Fang, but we're gonna be removing it shortly. And this one, give your items crit, that's fine. Upgrade the slow.
Now that's a bargain.
And then take the wing.
Reuse everything.
All right, what a shit show, huh? What a shit show. All right, well, we got to just take the small burn item here. We don't have any money for other stuff. Did get the level up, though. What do we got? Cooldowns, weapon, upgrade your heal. Just a pure garbage round as well. Let's take the aquatic. Hopefully something turns up. That's a very lucky hit with the jellyfish. That's going to let us come over and use the pufferfish. We're not going to use it particularly effectively, but we do at least finally get to use this thing. And so when you activate, or when you use another aquatic item, this gains haste. The haste from it does come down and activate the pufferfish. And so we have that combo going for us. We're just still overall pretty weak. I don't know. I can't understand why our money's so fucked. Like, I know that it really hurt to like lose that PvE round, and we bought this repeater early for 8 gold, but feels like our money is just super far behind. But let's see what we can do. 560. Is it all right? So what you're telling me is we're coin flipping today, right? The sniper rifle is at 50% crit. Let's see if he gets it. Squeeze them cheeks, fellas. No crit. Now, we may not actually win this round, right? It feels like that was the big key moment. I had in my head I was going to be worried about it playing out like this, but I don't think our poison's enough at this point. Fuck. I'm going to take another hit. Okay. Oh, brutal game.
Like my crew says at the bar, another round.
All right, so what do we got here? It's got to be chocolate bars. Ugh. Ugh, okay. Take those. Health, toughness, and shield items can be pretty useful for the aquatics, so I'm kind of looking towards it. Getting a small weapon's not what we want to do. We could look to just pick up the experience point and try and level up before we hit the next player round, but we gotta get some valid upgrades in here. And so hopefully something will play out. No haste items. I don't hate Life Preserver. Getting the 200 health is kind of a big deal at this stage of the game. But I don't want to spend like too much money on this garbage, right? These are big scaling items you need to hit in the early game between the Coral Armor and the Cove, and so can't really take that route. Now coming in here, Hydro Dude is who I believe we want to fight. The Hydro Dude, but I think we would end up just losing to him. Let me pull this up. All right, so we've got him pulled up. From an item perspective, I think we can win this round, right? The big damage source out of Hydro Dude is the Hydra itself, and it only deals damage if your opponent's using a weapon. And so I think we can probably just go into this round, pull our weapons out, and then be able to get a win. It doesn't have a ton of stuff that we're really looking for in our build, but we do get that big experience bonus, and then we kind of need things to go right in that sense. Now, the Boiler Room Brawler, he's the tool champion, right? I think I have him stuck in my head from playing a bunch of dually previous to this. Yeah, a bunch of really interesting dually items in there. Some of this stuff actually not bad, right? He does have, maybe this is where we want to go. It does have a couple of haste items that What do you got there? Down here at the bottom, the multi-tool is a haste item, and then energy potion hastes all of your stuff. And so maybe we do actually fight the lower tier guy because he has some useful stuff for us. Okay, I'm on board. Let's get that garbage out of here. Probiscus is just useless. All right, there we go.
Buddy,
You say one-time dealer.
world
Hit me something good. Give me a little positive RNGs out here. I wonder if this ever has the potential to turn into a slow comp. Like if you hit the multi-tool and have Chimera and have the multi-shot slow. Maybe there's something somewhere. I don't think Vanessa has the scaling slows that you're really looking for, though.
pretty strong. You look
All right, let's see what turns up. I bet we get the plus damage to weapon thing.
Was that even a battle?
Oh, the multi-tool.
Skirmish?
All right. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, huh? You just come out and complain about enough bullshit, maybe something positive will happen. So that looks good. Let's go into the docks now. Not really looking for ammo items. We're getting far away from the idea of repeater. I think we want to come in and just take the shield item. Definitely don't want the weapon. We picked up a friend, kind of defensive. Not exactly what we're looking for, but it's kind of okay. And then with this, let's go into the small items. But I don't want to roll this round, I don't think. Maybe we do. We just gotta pick up the other puffer fish. The ray is fine.
Remember,
Okay.
diamonds come in small boxes.
We can look to just take the repeater out of our build now. I'm curious with this, with the Toxic Fang, on the upgrade your weapon, if the poison ever scales up on this thing. This is like a fairly shitty set of skills, right? We don't want ammo. The coconuts are all just pure garbage. We don't want the damage. Get a friend is just like 2 gold, right? It's good 10% of the time, otherwise it's just 2 gold. And so if we upgrade the Fang and it actually gets a plus poison on it, that wouldn't be horrible. Let's see what happens. Nope.
This.
Let's get back to bitching. Why would anything ever go our way? Why would that be a case? Just never. Literally never. Okay. Fucking fine. So let's see here. Definitely want to get multi-tool in. I'd like to get the illusory ray in here. We can now stack up these the multicasts on him. Our friends need to go this way. Now we get the 3 multicast. Chimera still doing its thing. Okay. Not spectacular, but it's something. Fucking Toxic Fang. I knew in my heart of hearts that the upgrade wasn't going to give it any poison, but you gotta find out the hard way sometimes, right? We got a life-stealing submarine. Might be able to handle this. He doesn't scale up, so might be able to deal something here. Doesn't seem like it. We're getting crushed. Got him up to 100 poison though. It's like whenever we pop a slow, it hits a very good item every time, and so we're keeping a lot of slows down on the submarine.
You've
Got him.
talent.
Nice.
You should put it toward
I mean, I knew we would win the whole time. I knew it. I knew we had it in us. All right, so what do we got now? Weapons don't want, small weapon don't want, skills unique to Vanessa. I feel like these never really hit in terms of these friend comps. What is this? Your weapons get bonuses, shields bonuses for aquatics. Not really. Your aquatic items have an 8% chance to crit. I guess it's not terrible. And then at the start of each fight, haste 1 aquatic item for 6 seconds. That's got to be the one we take. Now we can look at the silver skills. It's like the silver singles. My mom got into online dating a while ago. She was on a site called Silver Singles. It's kind of like, you know, those very, very niche dating sites. I guess it's not niche if you're just fucking old, but it's not like Match or Tinder or something. It's just for old people, right? So there's like farmers only for farmers and Christians only for Christians and J-Date for the Jewish folk. This is silver singles for the old people. And that's I was just worried that she was going to get scammed. She hung out on there for a bit, didn't get scammed, and I felt like that was the major positive at the end of the day. As my cat just started throwing up. The cat doesn't want to hear about my mom dating, and so all right, we can focus back in. We're going to take the Oceanic Rush, very powerful with what we're doing right at the start of fight. Haste 2 aquatic items now for 6 seconds. That's a very long timer on this, and so it's nice to right at the start. We should be popping off 14 poison on the opponent, and then keeping these hastes is kind of a big deal, and so another positive. I dig it. Now with this next round, I don't want to fight the Infernal Envoy. I don't think we can sustain the early fire damage. What is Mod Squad? I think he does like burn things, but I'd like to get that full amount of experience and gold if we can. Where are we at? Mod Squad. He's a kind of fast scaler with the friend robot, but our slows should be pretty decent. And if we hit the friend, he could be useful, right? We could look at ourselves as more of a friends build as opposed to an aquatic build, and so let's take it down. I think we can win this, right? We've really upgraded, like with this haste thing coming in, right? Just immediately popping the opponent for a shitload. I dig it. He's up to 60 poison. The Bulldozer's only at 80 damage. I think we'll be able to take this down. We are getting to the point to where we either need to get like a quick upgrade on Life Preserver or need to get rid of it. 200 health isn't just enough at this point. It needs to be that like 1600 heal at this point. But we got him what turned up. Chris Army Knife. Boom. Okay, so again, our money feels pretty tight. Not excited with only having 8 gold at this point. I'm kind of tempted to go to the Lost Crate. The non-weapon items are fairly, like, it has a lot of hits for what we're trying to do, but it has a lot of misses with just the random like ammo kit, toolkit coming out of Vanessa. So I'm not amped about going in there. I'm just going to take the guaranteed hit here. What do we got? Upgrade your leftmost item. Now this is kind of an interesting one in the sense that upgrading the pufferfish isn't that great, right? It gets 1 point of poison. It's not to say it's bad, right? It's at bronze now, so we get to go like silver, gold, diamond, whatever, and get it up like with an extra few more points. But it's at enough to be interesting at the start. I'm kind of looking at say like Clamera. I really like these just big slows at the beginning of the battle. Could also look at the Illusory Ray. The Illusory Ray's it's nice when it gets the multicast for like 6 seconds onto 3 separate items. It's just that 7 seconds can be quite slow at the beginning of the game, and so or as the game progresses, and so I worry about it just being too slow. Now the thing I'm mainly interested in here is how the upgrade path works on multi-tool. I think that the point values go up, right? And so I wish you could see what the upgrade was going to be. Right? If it goes to haste 2 items, this is going to be like the best thing in the world. If it's just hasting them for 3 seconds, it's not nearly as appealing. But one of the kind of appeals of upgrading multi-tool is we can find these Vanessa items through the shops. We can't find multi-tools in the shop, and so let's just slap an upgrade on it. It's just the timer, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll deal with it. Now we have medium items, which is fairly good. We can try and find more pufferfish. We can try and find astrolabes. There's a lot of decent options coming out of this. We definitely want to just like replace your Life Preserver with something. Captain's Wheel is kind of fine. Adjacent items haste. And then Beach Ball is another decent one. It only hastes one item, but it hits the specific ones. It hits your aquatic items. I think we just want to go Captain's Wheel at this point. We'll eventually try and swap this out for Water Wheel, but it should be good right now. It's doing exactly what we need it to do. So we can leave. We're going to give up on the Life Preserver, get the Water Wheel in. Now, I think with these, we unfortunately can't get the Water Wheel next to the Illusory Ray, but we definitely want it next to the Seashell. Probably want it next to the Multi-Tool, just to scale up more of these hastes. Keep the things churning with the pufferfish. Okay, I'm on board. I can't remember if we saw upgrade a shield. Like, there is a world where we want to get Copper Red involved out here with the shields and the poison, but can't remember if that came together or not. Alright, up against Pygmalion, though. I think I clicked it. Well, I did. I definitely clicked it. Let's see if the servers are going to hold up. It doesn't have my wins out here. I'm afraid to push the resume button and see if it's just going to try and kick me into a new run. Oh, maybe the whole thing just died. Alright, there we go.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend.
Oof.
On Lago.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabarians.
He's got the start, doesn't he, as arms dealer? Yeah, it's coming in with the big and reasonable build already and 1,000 health more than us. Must be challenging being Pygmalion, huh? That's fucking absurd. Might be able to get it though. And we got the big poison stacks coming in. We're about to eat a dog hit, but the poison might get him before the big item comes back around.
Well, I'll admit,
Nice.
that was
Suck my butt, dude. That's what that's what you're supposed to say to the Pygmalions. Get it together. Get it right. Suck my butt. Lick my butt and suck on my balls. Who said that? Oh, that's Team America. Got it. That's what you do if you don't like America. You can lick my butt and suck on my balls. Nice. All right, moving forward though. I'm always kind of tempted to think about what vehicles come from Vanessa. I wish there was just a full list to see. The only one that really comes to mind is Submarine, and I'm pretty certain that the one that we want in Water Wheel is a property and not a victory. So we'll skip past that. Let's just go to the docks. We'll do the same thing as earlier to where we just go for the shield item. I think there's a handful of shield items that we wouldn't hate. Or did we want tool? We wanted tool, right? We did want tool. Ooh, fishing net. Said no one ever. Said no one ever. All right, let's just go to the sells items. We're full in the bag now, so we can sell some stuff off if we need to. Nothing particularly useful here. Let's take a roll. No tools. Don't want ramrod. Star chart's not going to do it. Waste of a day. All right, though. What's Loan Shark do? He looks like he has stuff that we want. I feel like this is one we call out every time, but he does gold stuff. He does have aquatic items, but none of these are the aquatic things that we want to pick up. Shark Ray could be interesting, right? When you haste, it gains 25 damage for the fight, but I think we would rather just stick with the poison that we get out of the pufferfish, and we don't really want to go for 2. Otherwise, Trash Golem might do a bunch of poison things. I think we're getting to the point to where I'd probably prefer just to get the experience and the money out of every single round, but might as well see if we got some easy upgrades in here. There are a lot of decent items coming off of him, and then maybe you just land on the junkyard catapult, huh? As your way to get the poisons in and use large items. Fucking YOLO, right? Fucking YOLO. That's what the kids are still saying, I know it. But I mean, this is like a big poison potion, right? That's got to be pretty useful. If we get to ammo it up, it's not that bad. The big catapult. I mean, the junk catapult getting the hastes and stuff put on it may not be the worst thing. And then when you use a large item, use the Use the
We
captain's
barely got
wheel.
our flags up. The hold can't hold this.
Seemed like it was going to be sweet, you know? Alright, well, not as excited about Plasma Grenade. So what do we got? Loot items, which are fine. We've definitely got friends for them. No vehicles, no burn, 2 EXP or damage that we don't care about. Let's come in and pick up these loot items. And so Pop Snappers can go, Chris can go, Fishing Net can go. I don't think we'll ever use these other things, but we can still hang on to the space, pick up the Scavenger Hunt. What do you got? Plus Poison is the big one out of it. This is one of the reasons that I don't really want to like spend upgrades on pufferfish, because we get the upgrades like that. Scrap onto the shell is fine. Cooldown. I don't think we want to put the cooldown on Captain's Will, because we might end up selling it. I don't think we ever cut multi-tool though. The other option would be like Illusory Ray. Yeah, let's put it on multi-tool for the moment. And then just gold out of the last one. Okay. And so now large items. We can go and dig for that water wheel. We have a bunch of money. These other things suck as well, right? $3 out of spare change is shit. Chocolate bars is 50 health. Let's look at the large items. Maybe we hit.
Just straight boulders.
And there's the water wheel. All right, when you use another aquatic item, haste it a second, and then it hastes all of your other stuff. It's perfect. Perfect.
Gold becomes goods, then returns to gold.
Guess the question that comes to mind is, do you ever want to keep the keep the captain's wheel and the water wheel at the same time? It seems a little greedy. A little greedy. We are keeping other haste items in the multi-tool, and so I think it can stay. Now here, we've got. I kind of like all these slows that we're building up. I think this is about where we want to be. Right, we need to keep the aquatics for the multi-tool. That's fine. Get these initial slows out of the Chimera. We should just keep the slow stacks on all the opponent's items. Okay. I don't hate it. So what do we got now? Small and medium items, gumballs. Gumballs are useless here, and then the cache of riches. 7 gold, not quite what we need.
I'm Quixel, master merchant or something.
Garbage. And coral could potentially be a useful one. We'll give it some time to stack. We'll go ahead and pick up the coral in case we want to replace the seashell, or we should probably just replace the Chimera with it if we're going to be real. Let's just go ahead and do that. I would prefer to have. It's only going to heal for 10 at the moment, though. We'll come back to it. I was going to say I would prefer to have. Oh, what's it called? The seaweed. You don't get to pick and choose everything, huh?
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
What's this guy doing? Car ramrod coming at us, just blowing up all of the all the small items. I'm glad we got the water wheel pufferfish going before we ran into this dude just hardcore blowing up small items. He says, Pygmalin, fuck your multicast bird. He said, I'm not dealing with that today.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in
Okay.
straight lines.
Got those 4 wins. Go us. Let's take these gold skills. Maybe we'll hit another big poison one in here. This looks green. Reduce the cooldown of your aquatic items by 10%. That's pretty big. Only +2 poison on the final dose now is not nearly exciting. When you use your rightmost item, slow an item. You got to keep in mind the activations off of the pufferfish don't count for that. And so we could get the Illusory Ray as like our rightmost item and then try to maybe it just works off that. Anyways, I don't think we're going to want that. We have enough slow as it is. And then when you use a non-weapon item, a weapon gains haste. Now that's kind of an interesting one. We do still have the Toxic Fang, and then having the mixed message just have all of our non-weapon items give that Fang haste over and over and over again should scale up a shitload of hastes or scale up a shitload of poisons. And so let's snatch up that mixed message and see how this goes. Now we don't have any money. The money's been spent. The money's all gone. So We gotta sell some stuff. Let's sell off Life Preserver. Okay. Give me that 50 health, please. Boom, 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 boom. Easy peasy. Now let's just fight the biggest one. I think we're strong enough to beat any of these, any of the PvE rounds that don't blow up your items, like the Void guys we'll still struggle with, but I think all this other stuff we should pretty easily come in and just beat as we get KO'd by the plasma rifle. Alright, pretty hefty amounts of poison dropping out. I dig it. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about in the sense of I think that I just don't like how these cooldowns work as to where
Walk it.
we're getting all of these activations on like jellyfish and on pufferfish, and that's activating these other things. I think that these should say when you haste, activate pufferfish, and then that sits on the 1 second cooldown. And then to me, you can still adjust. And so if you want the pufferfish to say put down 10 poison per second, right? Then you have the tools to upgrade that to where maybe it starts at 6 poison, right? And then as you get a couple of upgrades on it, it gets to that 10 poison per second mark, and it's pretty easy. But if you're in the case to where you need to nerf it, right? If you're in this spot to where it's just doing these infinite damage combos super easy, then you can scale it down. You can say, okay, well, if we had it at 6 poison, now we can drop it to 4 poison. It's not as good early, but you can still build those mega builds with it if everything comes together and you really put the work into it. You have the levers to switch to make the pufferfish stronger or weaker. What do you do with the pufferfish right now to where it starts at 1 poison? Do you take it to 0 poison to where it just doesn't do anything until you get an upgrade? Or there's nothing else, right? There's literally nothing else you can do. Maybe you switch it to say when you haste an aquatic item or when you haste another item or something, like, and that kind of works a little bit, but there's nothing that you can do to adjust it. And this applies to everything, right? This applies to the multicast comps that cause problems. This applies to like Harmadillo causing problems. It applies to Bunker Harmadillo to where every ping in for the damage gets an activation back. Like, just activate me and then count me on the global cooldown. I think it fixes a lot of the problems that the game's going to see from now and into the future. All right, though, but back to the thing here. What do we got? Experience, upgrade weapon. We learned our lesson upgrading the Fang. Not worried about that. Upgrade your shield, I guess we could do. We'll probably keep the seashell for the remainder of the battle. Ammo don't want, burn don't want. So yeah, we'll upgrade the seashell. Now looking at this, bronze items are fine. We could find the poison one as the big one here, but getting the slows onto Illusory Array is pretty big as well. And getting a haste item doesn't sound that appealing. We already have a pretty good stack of items here, and so we could skip that, I think. I'm also curious if we can't just cut the jellyfish out, right? Typically you keep the jellyfish in here as a, well, it's going to keep those good scaling. I was thinking of, like, since we have the mixed message, maybe we don't need it, but that would probably just be a very, very easy mistake to cut. So, all right, rocket boots, looking good.
Hooey! Now that's a
Plus
bargain.
damage, I'm just going to skip. Poison extract, perfect.
Rusty circuits.
10 health
See
for
that
$2
kind
is not worth it. And then your heals gain off of this. I think if we had the seaweed, I would buy the hot springs. I'm not going to use it for the item we're not even using at this point. Might be a mistake, but I think I'm okay with that. So what's this? 20 health for $10, not worth it. Give our items crit, we'll take.
Tragedy. Reuse everything.
When you sell this, your leftmost weapon gains 4 damage if it is a weapon, and 4 shield if it is a shield. And we'll skip that. Skip weapon damage. And give your leftmost heal a bit. Alright. So let's see. Rocket boots onto water wheel. We definitely want. We want the poison to go onto the pufferfish. Send him back. Crit chance for everything. Let's go ahead and sell the welding torch. And then do we want this? We could put. We still have our heal item, right? We're never going to use this coral. Like, I could definitely see purchasing the repair bot and holding, but the coral we're not going to upgrade. Let's just get past that. So now we got non-weapons. Or the mountain pass. Let's just go in the mountain pass and see if we can't fight the enemy. Anything could happen up against the thug. He's got that shiny barrier around him. He's got to have something sweet on him, right? So I come at you with the toxic concealed dagger. 12 seconds, drop a poison on you. All right, going well. Got him up to 250. Boomed him.
Was that even a battle?
What is this?
Maybe a skirmish.
Toxic brass knuckles. This item has double damage. Do not care about that. 8-second cooldown. I'll just keep the toxic fang. The toxic fang is going to be so much better if we find something that gives a +1 poison to all of your units. This literally doesn't count as dealing damage, and so
I may be young for
I think that's okay.
But I've seen my share of storms.
All right, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Up against the Armadillo. See if our slows can come into matter. He has the force field, which we're not chunking down his normal damage with. But we do get to skip through the shields. Looks like it needs to crit. And it did. 40%er. Lost the weighted coin flip.
Says at the bar. Another round.
Alright, so what do we got now? Ammo. Eating contest is where I think we'll go. Just start picking up the health where we can. I think I'll go for the mid ones. We need to spend a little bit of money here in these upcoming rounds. Alright, large items I'm on board with. See if we can't get that upgrade to water wheel. Doesn't turn up here. Doesn't turn up here. Not going to hang on to Tropical Island. 24 gold for that thing is a little bit expensive. So we got get a friend, aquatic cooldowns, get an aquatic item, ammo shit, or your poison items gain 1 poison. Definitely looking to pick that up. Big scale across the board. Now with these, nothing looks on point for what we're trying to do, so we'll just fight the hardest boss here. I tried to do a Tesla coil build earlier. With I had the Tesla coil pop up for Vanessa, but I didn't have the good use items to make it really work. It wasn't horrible, but it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. Alright, easy takedown. Well done, team.
Pathetic.
So what do we
As
got? The lightning rod.
spineless as a jelly.
Now we got weapons, Bazaar Con, or get a haste item. Let's go to Bazaar Con. It's going to pick up the small ones. We're bound to get something awesome, right? Crit. Grappling hook. No thank you. What's this one? Ectoplasm is interesting. It's a low poison, but it gives you heal, or it activates to heal equal to your opponent's poison. Like, I know we've sunk quite a bit into this illusory ray, but this is a pretty tempting item to come in and to switch over to, right? As we're getting our opponent up to like 40 and 50 heal, and that's going to be a big thing. The downside to pulling out illusory rays, it does that triple multicast that gets a bunch of activations, like off the water wheel, gets a big stack of poison coming in for the pufferfish. Maybe he's too good to give up. Not getting rid of the Toxic Fang because of those weird combos we have. Curious how we feel about just giving up on the seashell. I don't really like it. I think if we're going to bring it in, we have to get rid of the multi-tool, which isn't that bad. I think we have enough stuff to deal without having the multi-tool in here. Alright. So you give your leftmost thing crit. Guess we can put it on the ectoplasm. Okay. Interesting. Now we're pretty well stacking in the dollars though, right?
Let's chat.
If you wanna get hit with the lyrics, it's riffraff, right? He says, I'm down with the mathematics. I keep my paper stacking. I say motherfuck subtraction. It's fucking on point. That's what I'd do too, my man.
Go ahead.
I say motherfuck subtraction. I keep my paper stacking. Alright, the torpedo build. Let's see what we can do. We got the heal and the shields now, so we got a little bit more sustain than we would have had in the past. That ectoplasm getting up into the 200s. It's not bad.
You've got talent.
Okay.
You should put it toward noble
Okay.
use.
It doesn't do a ton of poison, but, you know, if we do end up picking up another one of those level ups that gives everything plus poison, it's definitely not zero. So non-weapon items, chocolate bars are small tool. Let's keep digging for the big upgrades here. Seaweed is what I was talking about as the big scaling heal. Right, when you use an aquatic item, it gains 15 heal. It's pretty comparable to the ectoplasm. It does count as an aquatic, but I feel like this ectoplasm is just going to scale. Like I'm curious what the ectoplasm does once it levels up. I'm going to keep it. We're gonna keep our strange mishmash of weirdo poison items. Like this is what the game's meant to be about, right? Get a friend, get a weapon, your poison items go up, upgrade a shield, or upgrade your leftmost weapon. Let's just up those poisons. Okay, okay. Now, enhance offensive weapons. I don't think you can get poison out of that. Having Andy out here is just too good. I'm not going to roll the dice on that thing. We don't know how it works. Illusory upgrade is good. He's slowing for 3 on multicast 3, not bad. And garbage. Okay. Cool. Now with these, I think Oasis Guardian might have some aquatic stuff, but I'm just going to keep fighting the roaming isle. I'm going to keep fighting this big guy, keep getting the most money, the most experience that we can. Oh, he has all the shit that we want anyways. Appreciate it. I'm glad it worked out that way. Isn't ectoplasm the stuff from Ghostbusters? Like that's not like a real world thing, right? It's not like saying I've got a high count of midichlorians. I went to the doctor and told him my midichlorian count was high. I thought ectoplasm is what Slimer put on people. So if like Slimer blasted his way through you, he left like the big ectoplasm goo on you. I feel like that's an accurate statement. I've been wrong before, but I think that's how it is. And how we doing here? Get a poison item. I think we can roll the dice with that. The junkyard catapult. I'm not going to use it. Could have been something cool though. Another big chance, another big shot. Sure, what turns up? Jules? She got some poisoned food for us. She gonna drop the food poisoning out here? What is this shit? So ice cubes can't really use. Adjacent food and tools gain haste. Could have some potential, but our stuff is already kind of locked in. And then haste your tools. That stuff's not going to work for us. But she's spitting a lot of diamond items our way. There might be something turn up. When this gains haste, give it damage on the rolling pin. The black pepper doing burn. I've used this thing before. And then the knife set. Nothing panned out. I don't know. There has to be a food poisoning build for that girl, right? It has to exist. The bad Taco Bell build, if you will. How's this gonna go? He's gonna start hitting some freezes. This should be a close round. Our heal didn't come back in. We sustained quite a bit of that. I was curious where these frost potions were gonna land. All right, so we fell down at the end of the day, though. We'll take the random enhancement, whatever it is. Probably just put on the pufferfish. Since it just gets to come in and activate over and over and over again. I'm not certain what happens if you put pufferfish on, because it can't crit. So I'm not certain what deadly pufferfish does if it just puts crit on our aquatic items. When you haste, your items gain 5% crit, and so that does hit some of our other things. Now upgrade our leftmost item. Who do we want to hit on this? Kind of like before, it's a little tempting to maybe come in and level up ectoplasm. I'm curious to see what it does. If it switches to be like heal to double your opponent's poison, that's going to be huge. I'm pretty certain it's just going to go up to poison 3. And so probably just have to upgrade the water wheel. We might luck out on a level up or something to where
Quicker the fight.
we just get like the choice on the level up is to level up a heal item, and then maybe we get it there. All right, so tools, temporary boost, or get a weapon. I don't want the temporary boost against the PvE round, but these other things are all just fairly shitty. We're not using any tools. Don't want to get a weapon. These don't last the day. Oh, they do last the rest of the day. Okay, let's put the heal on the ectoplasm. Now we've got just more garbage again. Gumballs are so like non-consequential to what we do. Like we're just gonna spike instant crit with the pufferfish. So it's like I don't want to hit that. Getting a shield is shitty. 10 health is shitty. I don't really want any of those. I think we're stuck just getting a slow item here. Maybe it'll help us upgrade like the illusory ray. Oh, another fishing net. Garbage. All right, now here, don't want to fight sparring partner. This is a very challenging round for poison builds. Like poison and burn get wiped out, and so we can't really scale up against this thing. I'm leaning towards the Master Alchemist. He might actually hit on a useful item or skill. I know he does some poison stuff. I was kind of looking for there's the potions that like slow all of your opponent's board, like the flashbang grenade we have. And then there's some that haste all of your stuff, like holsters. Thought he might have had something like that. He doesn't, but interesting to see.
Fascinating. Tell me
Got him.
more of your research.
See that plank?
Which one's this? Give your lifesteal weapons 10 damage for the fight. Boring. Alright, so max health stuff I think should be good. You can take the max health and then also tag like the healing thing.
Now this is health food.
Right? Give your heal items plus 20 heal. I think I'm on board with that. Now we got large items, experience, or get an item. If we go to experience, we can level up on the round and then maybe hit an upgrade thing. So we got aquatic cooldowns, loots, meditation, ammo, or damage. And like I'm leaning towards just taking the loots. Maybe we'll hit a poison in there. Make sure we got the bag space down to 4 slots now. So what do we got? Damage sucks. Ammo is worthless. Cooldown onto water wheel. We'll call that fine. Cooldown onto water wheel. Okay. Alright, up against Vanessa. Let's see what happens.
My fight isn't with you.
Whew.
If you insist.
See if we get some of that hot poison on poison
I've
action.
seen my share of storms.
Yep. He's got the Astrolabe and the Shark Ray, though. Curious how this goes. It's like, it's half-assing it, right? He's got a ton of regen, though. His regen's popped up to 100. But we have 400 poison and to his 100. His Shark Ray's dealing 1k, though. It attacks pretty slow at the end of the day. I think we'll get the takedown here. He did get a big Shark Ray
Next
hit
time,
in.
boys, less
but-
blunder, more plunder.
He was out here Ron Swanson in it, right? You don't want to half-ass anything. You want to whole-ass one thing, and so usually not wanting to spread out your damage to both poison and regulars. All right, though. Sells items. We got to get some upgrades down here, right? Incendiary rounds, just garbage. You don't want any of this. We've got so much money and nothing to spend it on. Coral we're never going to use. All right. What's up next? Non-weapon items. You got to give me something, fam. There's holsters. I don't hate holsters, but I think at this point, we're just kind of like too far gone. Like, it's not absurd to think like we can use captain's wheel and holsters, but we're definitely not there anymore. All garbage, sure thing. Up into the battle here, we can beat all this stuff. None of the weapon destruction units are out here. We'll just fight the biggest one. Give me your myrrhs. We can present them to Jesus, right? That's what this is. Isn't myrrh what they gave Jesus? He said, here, little baby, got you some myrrhs. I'm pretty certain that's how it went. I like to imagine baby Jesus wearing a Leonard Skinner t-shirt. I forget. Oh, man.
Turn to the bazaar. Do not
I like baby Jesus wearing a tuxedo t-shirt.
Not even a
Because you know he means business, but he likes to party.
skirmish.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. What do we got now? Garbage. We got coconuts, ammo, loot items. We just got to keep taking these loot items. I mean, we can pick up, like, just finding that one poison is so huge. Insect wing for the cooldown. More cooldowns. Scrap. Didn't hit poison. Bummer. All right, bronze tier junk. We can look for some more. Look for some more poisons. So we got cloak, knee brace, med kit works, scrap works.
Part to clean up the bazaar.
Might as well junkyard club, right? We have a fucking $100.
Waiting for you.
Let's see. Let's sell this stuff. I'll go ahead and sell the plasma grenade. We're never going to use it.
While you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Heal item gets the bonus. Now, one thing I read, I guess we kind of skipped past it there and didn't do anything with it. You could see that knee brace that increases all of your items cooldown by a second. You can apparently buy the knee brace, which increases all of your cooldowns, and then sell the cooldown items. So you reduce it by 1% of that bigger amount, and then you sell the knee brace and you kept that bigger bonus. I'm not going to deal with that. Like that, I don't know. Like I didn't like doing that stuff in backpack battles. I don't really want to have to do it here. So make it easy for me, and I'll do it. Cooldowns. Upgrade to pufferfish. All right, not bad. Got some heal on our friend. Some upgrade to pufferfish. We'll take the skill here. These diamond skills should be pretty decent at this point. Saw a big poison one turn up. Use a large item, 11 poison, not bad. Alright, so what was this last one? Items gain freeze. When your items gain freeze, burn 12. We're nowhere near that build. When you use your leftmost, I don't want this burn stuff. We'll just take the crit, or the poison. It's not that spectacular, but it does get that nice base of poison onto the opponent. So let's see what we can do. See if we can't get this takedown into the level 7 victory. I consider that a win for Vanessa if we get up to 7 wins. And so let's see what we can do. We have the rare skin, so we should be off to good shape. Looks like another poison opponent here. Hopefully we can run on through. We have heal and they don't. They're stacking poison a little bit faster than we are, though. He's up to 443. Yeah, I mean, the big thing to me with this is we have the heal item, right? And so the opponent only has shields. He will get to heal back that 2k health. Oh no, he still zinged us at the end of the day. Man, that's wild. He was able to... We had the 600 heal coming out of the poison thing, but it wasn't enough to fight through his 400 poison. Brutal. I thought we were going to get to take it down, right? Because all of his stuff was from shields, and so we ignore the shields to where he was doing like a little bit of burn damage and stuff that we completely just ignored. And so, bummer. I thought we were going to be able to take that down. But at the end of the day, you know, fairly reasonable. It's not too crazy in terms of what you're going to be seeing out of a pufferfish build. I think that it's probably just the best Vanessa build that you can be making these days. It's just fairly easy and simple to get together. And so again, like I think at least in terms of gameplay with Vanessa, the big takeaway from this thing is basically, you know, take a pufferfish and find haste items. There's not a ton that really goes into it. I was kind of interested to see how some of this would play out with like the Toxic Fang and the Ectoplasm. The Toxic Fang, while not that good, should have worked with the mixed message. I don't feel like all of our hastes were really being registered, but I don't know. It's too tough to tell without like a combat log to go in and look at this stuff, right? But it's if we activate, say, an aquatic item, that should then activate both the water wheel for a haste and then activate the toxic fang for a haste. And so it didn't really feel like that we were getting all of those double activations out, but maybe we should have just had a different aquatic item in place of ectoplasm, and then that would have scaled up that damage a little bit faster. And so I'm not certain what the at the end of the day what the strongest way to go about this would have been, if just having the extra aquatic items would have got us to more damage, or how to go about it. But I'm just not certain. But I feel like this was a fairly kind of low roll style of game, right? Putting deadly onto the pufferfish thing kind of sucks. We didn't find a lot of these upgrades until pretty deep in the game. We had a lot of gold problems early, and so I think we navigated the draft well. And this is, kind of one of those things in auto battlers, as to where you don't always win by getting first place, right? If we're just thinking in terms of MMR, getting to 7 wins is a win, since you get that bonus to your rank up, and then getting to 10 wins gets you the 2 bonuses. And so, like, when you looked at a game like Teamfight Tactics or a game like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, to where first place was a win, second place was a win, third place was a win, and fourth place is a win, and you kind of had to figure out if your build was good enough to get to first, or if you needed to power spike and just try to get into fourth. I feel like with how this game went, I think it was a fairly low roll in terms of a lot of what went on, and I'm fairly happy with just getting to that point to where we didn't lose, right? Getting the kind of draw, if you will, of just hitting the 4-win mark. I feel like if we had a little bit more experience, we probably would have kicked this up to the 7, right? We did have some seriously major mistakes in there, like trying to upgrade the Toxic Fang and not having it really do anything, but I think we were pretty close there. Again, then for the next video, I might make it, I might not, I'm not quite certain, but again, I really don't like how the when you mechanic works, right? When you haste, do something. I think that this should be when you haste, activate this item, and then the pufferfish should have a cooldown of like 20 seconds or something, right? And so the intended way to fight through that 20 seconds is to get the activation, but it will have a big timer on there, so it's not just getting extra activations on its own, and then it has to subscribe to the global cooldown. I don't think this is a really sustainable model, having all of these items that activate big scaling effects whenever something else happens, and I think it's just going to be a roll of the dice as to what effect is the strongest today. And so today it's pufferfish and armadillo. Last week it was crit daggers, and what's it going to be next week? It's going to be whatever big win you item didn't get hit by the nerfs this week. And to me, pufferfish didn't get nerfed this week because there's nothing to nerf on pufferfish. It's already at poison 1 on the bottom scale. Maybe you can just kick it up the ranks in terms of item quality. So if pufferfish is a diamond item, you can't find it until the super late game. But to me, that opens up another can of worms, in the sense of do we want that amount of randomization in the game? Should you be able to progressively build towards a pufferfish build when it's like at that late game portion? And I think it works with like the friend landmark thing, right? The multicast landmark got pushed up to diamond, so you can't find it until the super late game. I feel like it works there because the friend builds have so much going for them, but the poison builds and Vanessa don't. The poison builds have pufferfish going for them, and so I'm not certain what the answer is there. If it's okay to not be able to find it, and then you just kind of auto win if you do. But at the end of the day, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.